For me personally, it's kind of a tie between two. Just categories that I don't really enjoy playing. Um, One would be sports because there's absolutely no story in sports games, and I need a story for me to get interested in the game.
You know that they're kind
Um,
of is with franchise modes.
Yeah, sports have really improved on that, but
Yeah.
I think you have to actually be a fan of that particular.
yeah,
I get what you mean. It's not like you're like trying to save the fucking world.
I think I'm thinking more like kind of like the game Bully, in that regard, like or GTA except less violent. In that you go around your daily life, but then you also and there's a story built in with that. There's also but you're like a football player or a soccer player or what have you, and so you have to do this and like win the games to progress the story.
Gotcha. So you what's lacking are personal stories.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes. The other one is strategy games. I've just never really been a fan of them for some reason.
Hurt me.
Never really gotten into it. I tried Halo Wars and I think it was called like End War or something one time. Never got into them. I had no idea what it was.
Those are shitty ones, man. Those are terrible.
Yeah, they're not terrible, but they're definitely.
They were my first exposure to it, so I kind of backed off from there.
That's like your first exposure of like a woman naked being like Rosie O'Donnell.
Oh God! Just had to
like
say
her
that.
just like walking into your house disrobing.
A lovely image.
That's my Rosie O'Donnell.
Well, what do you recommend then, Jimmy, for strategy to get me into it?
Okay. Either Warcraft and StarCraft, because those are like simpler strategy games, but with really great stories.
Warhammer.
Yeah. Warhammer, the Warcraft and StarCraft series, or Total War, or Civilization. Those are.
I'll tell you right now, because Jimmy plays more strategy than I do. Don't start with Total War or Civilization at first. Total War and Civilization are great games, but they're very, very, very big. And I mean, you gotta sit there for hours managing all this shit.
Yeah.
If you want just good strategy gameplay, then StarCraft, Warcraft, Warhammer, those games, Lord of the Rings, Battle for Middle-earth 2, those are much better in terms of that. But if you want to, I mean, you basically do everything. Political system, taking care of your people, then Total War, there's like, it's unmatched. Those games are like,
though.
Yeah. It's not for me, but if you like micromanaging, those games are simply some of the best out there.
Also, the fighting, the battles in Total War are incredible because you have like a million different units from all throughout history. Like you have, like if you're playing Rome Total War, you'll have like legionnaires or barbarians and archers, and like your positioning on the battlefield or like your weight or your speed, or if you're in a forest, they all change how the battle goes. And it's all in real time. It's not like you're sitting there like, I move here, like chess. You're like telling guys, move here, because these guys are also moving at the same time. It's nuts.
And you see it all, too, in Total War. Literally, like, millions of units fighting.
Yeah, I have one of my roommates plays strategy games all the time, and so he's really into them.
I just think you'd like it as a history buff. I think you could totally get into it.
Yeah, you might like it more because if you like the history, then those games are better because they have an actual story and it's deep and stuff. Yeah. But if you want really good strategy, I think the ones that Jimmy and I listed are great intros, especially the new Warhammer Dawn. What is it called, Jimmy?
Dawn of War, 40K.
Dawn of War, yeah.
That one. I'm old by now, though, but yeah.
It's kind of old, but it's very small strategy. It's not huge units, and you might be easier to get into because it's only you control 10 people or something, or 15.
You can control up to 50 units at a time, but you usually never control that many. It's usually you control around 10 or 15 units.
Yeah, and it's much easier to manage at first, and then you can get into the big strategy game.
And if you like modern history, there's a game that's simple like Dawn of War, like with the Warhammer series, called Company of Heroes. That takes place. They have one set during they're set during World War I and World War II, and you can you can be a German and use the pandas, or you can be an American and have Garand rifles and flamethrowers. And
is it historically accurate and all that jazz?
Yeah.
Company of Heroes is, yeah.
I mean, I think you can win the war as Nazis if you want to do that.
If you want to rewrite history.
But like all the units are accurate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think the worst genre, like you said, sports. I just have no interest in them.
Yeah.
But that's kind of an easy pick. I think the worst genre, honestly, or the most stale right now, is racing games.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a big fan of cars, but I always used to play racing games, and I always like the absurd ones like Twisted Metal or fucking Burnout or that other one that came out last generation that was pretty good. It was like Time Stop or something.
Yeah.
Ones with little, people are like, oh, those are gimmicks. Well, shit, those gimmicks make me want to play it. Now all we get every year is the same shit. Forza and the same fucking weird. I mean, not weird. Jimmy, stop that shit. You're making me sick of weird shit. Again, the same racing, super detailed cars, racetracks, and it's just the same shit. I want some crazy ass shooting other cars, blowing shit up, smashing into other cars, making explosions. I basically want a Michael Bay.
You want Twisted Metal.
Or Twisted Metal of racing games, and I feel like it's like super lacking. Like there was one Twisted Metal last generation, it wasn't that good, and all the Burnouts sucked last generation. So where the fuck are like the different racing games? Right now, racing games are race around the track.
Like an MMO, fuck that. Didn't they? Didn't they just make one that's like you can race anyone worldwide? And
Drive Club.
Yeah, Drive Club.
Yeah, but it sucked.
Oh, it did?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
It was broken when it got released too.
Yeah, it didn't even work.
Stupid.
So I don't know. I think that genre is really the worst at the moment.
Okay.
I kind of agree to a lot of that extent. Like I played like the Midnight Club games a little bit when I was younger, just because my friends were hugely into it, so I played it. But I mean, kind of like you, I played Burnout along with that too. But I've kind of diverged from the racing games. Partly same lines as sports hate, because there's not really a story that I know of embedded into it. And it's just rinse and repeat. Race around a track, try to win the match, and then go on to a harder match and unlock cars.
Yep, they don't try anything new.
Yeah.
I agree.
I also try to avoid all races in games like GTA 5.
Oh my God,
I tried to do the first race when I had it for 360. Lost like 20 times. I'm like, fuck it. I'm not even going to deal with this anymore.
I concur.
Is that your answer, Jimmy? Racing?
Well, I don't think it's... Oh, just one moment.
That's a noise.
Yeah, that's my
That's a noise.
So, actually, yeah. So my least favorite genre, I don't really have one. I can't say racing because I don't really play a lot of racing games. But I think that, and this isn't really my least favorite, but I think that the adventure, like side-scrolling genre, is way too oversaturated right now. And
it's filled with indie titles.
Yeah, and it's because they're easy to make, and a lot of them, there are a lot of good ones, but like top-down and side-scrolling adventure games, I think the market is a little oversaturated right now.
I agree. There's way too many indie side-scrolling, same old shit jumping on this, fucking weird art style, just all the same.